All right, buongiorno. Top of the day, good morning. Ndrangheta Weekly News, nice and early, wake and bake episode. I got me a little bit of super flour wedding cake. Let's get right into business. Ndrangheta, Tamunga and Ciccio Pakistan, the super wanted bosses who disappeared from Milan. All right, let's get down to business. This is by Cesar Giuzzi. The Ndranghetists Rocco Morabito, who was 30 years in prison for drug trafficking, and Francesco Pelle, with a life sentence for the San Luca feud, both disappeared in June of 2019. There is a beautiful piece of Milan on the list of the most wanted in Italy. Bosses of the Calabrian gangs who have linked their name to that of the city where trafficking drugs or free men, they spent many years of their existence in a practically invisible way. The names of the two fugitives, Francesco Pelle, 42 years old, called Ciccio Pakistan, and Rocco Morabito, 54 years old, also known as Tamunga. Both disappeared since last June, the first with a final life sentence for San Luca feud, the second for 30 years serving for drug trafficking. With them, only four other criminals, the elusive Matteo Messina Denaro, Giovanni Motisi, Attilio Cubedu, and Renato Cinquegranella. The story of Pelle and Morabito is linked first and foremost to belonging to the Ndrangheta. The first as heir of a family of San Luca in the province of Reggio Calabria, and the protagonist of a long feud that resulted in the 6 deaths of August 2007 in Duisburg, Germany. The second with a precious role of broker of cocaine in South America on behalf of the Morabito family of Africa. Both lived in Milan, although in very different periods. Morabito's Milan was a city immersed in the early 90s, overwhelmed by Tangentopoli, and accused to a violent and ruthless crime. Tamunga, however, was a double-breasted boss, used more to frequent clubs and to shake hands than to grip guns, so much that he had been intercepted in a drug trafficking investigation while handling a batch of 13 billion lire coca. The Ortomercato frequented Pisa San Babila, Porta Lodovica. His arrest after 23 years in September 3rd of 2017 in Uruguay, where he lived under a false name pretending to be an entrepreneur. Then last June, the daring escape from the prison where he was awaiting extradition and found a new hiding place. For investigators, it could be in Brazil, where he has always enjoyed support, but also in other South American countries such as Venezuela, Argentina, are always well protected in Uruguay. And abroad, the boss Francesco Pelle could also be treated. Its history is even more incredible. In 2006, he fell victim to an ambush in Africa Nuovo. He suffered a spinal injury which forced him into a wheelchair, but that does not stop the thirst for revenge. So much so that for the judges, he is the one who ordered the Christian massacre of 2006 when Maria Strangio is killed, the episode that triggered the subsequent Duisburg massacre. Ciccio Pakistan was arrested under a false name in 2008 at the Marjorie Clinic in Pavia, where he was being treated, pretending to be the victim of a road accident. Then he had been released for treatment and ended up in Milan, first in Via Valmaria and then in Via Palanzoni, to follow a special path to the Niguarda spinal unit. In June, when the life sentence was finalized, the agents never found him again. At home, there was only his wife with the suitcases already packed. So again, another snippet of Ndrangheta news, which we do on a weekly basis. We are the only platform that bring you articles that deal with the Ndrangheta and the Calabrian Mafia, right? So salute, and of course salute to Shattered, because he's the one that finds it. He translates it. So sometimes, you read it, the English is a little off, but you guys get the gist of the message, all right? So everybody have a good morning. Salute. We will talk soon.